So I've been going down a bit of a rabbit hole lately since my work with Will Ramos. Many of you know that we just got done releasing a huge extreme vocals course with Will. It's opened up all sorts of interest for me. And I feel like since spending so much time with Will and working on my own voice in new ways, I've developed a huge appreciation for the nuance. And the team from the German deathcore band Cruelty reached out to me and wanted to work with me. So I started listening to their stuff. They've got a new singer, by the way. They just released a new album. Lukas Nicolai is the singer, and he's absolutely amazing. And thank you, Lukas and Cruelty, for providing me with one of the main tracks off the new album, isolated vocals and the instrumental, so we can go through and we can listen to all the goodies, all the production, all the placement. So we're going to unpack this in a way that I've never been able to do with a new song like this. If you'd like more information on the work I have done and the work I'm continuing to do with extreme vocals, click either of the links below in the description. And be sure to stay tuned to the channel because there's going to be an interview coming out with Lukas and Cruelty shortly. All right, Obsesses a Daemonio. I'm going to leave the instrumental in there just a little bit. This is going to be a vocals up mix. And let's marvel at the production and the nuance of the different tonalities that come out in the vocals. This is a lot from Lukas's wonderfully developed rich source. It's also a lot from the filters, some of the stuff he's doing with his face. And you'll hear these things, and you'll probably see me making a bunch of faces too. But also, there's a ton that goes into the production and layering that helps us receive all of this stuff well. And this is why I'm so much looking forward to listening to this stuff. Let's listen again. Let's listen to that passage again. I'm going to back it up so we can hear and bring in a little bit more music, but one thing I've been doing as I listen, because I'm still learning how to engage my source. Those sorts of sources in ways that I can hold out for long periods of time and do things with. But I've been choosing a different source, like just an exaggerated whisper, like and doing different things with my tongue and the shape of my mouth. And I am realizing similarities between these placements that I hear and what I'm doing. So as I continue to hone my source and play with these filters, I get closer and closer to some of these sounds. Listen to how when he goes up in pitch, if we visualize that as a face change and not primarily a throat change. There are some different things going on in his constriction, but it's interesting to visualize what's going on with the face versus the throat, or the source versus the filter. Listen again. And then listen for the layers. So we've got like the goblins over here layered in with some lower stuff. Fire. The lows, the highs. Lots of delays and reverbs and really interesting things going on there. Okay, I'm going to let it play for a while, and let's just take in the nuance of everything. Light. Oh, that was cool. Now listen here. how the pitch center seems to change on the vowels. That's one thing that I've really started to pick up from this style of vocal engagement. The vowels, how we place the vowels, has a lot to do with the overall tone. A lot more than regular singing.
Yes, as we go out in the dictates of Christ.
I hear a lot of, we've got a center vocal that I think is doubled, and then we've got these vocals out here, and there's slightly different tonalities going on. A lot of times this guy will be a little bit lower in timbre than these guys, but sometimes that's reversed. And I love hearing the different, these are the kinds of things you don't really hear when you are listening to a full band mix. Being able to hear these differences in textures and how they've arranged the textures with all of these extreme vocals is huge for what we sense out of the mix, but don't actually know we're hearing. That's why this is so cool. That whistle sound that he's getting, oh, that's so cool. That's that tongue position that I was going over with Will, with just a wonderfully developed source. Wow. Wow, wow.
Tell me thy name and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Save your servant who trusts in you, my God. Leave me alone! Throw your cross into fire! Your home is not his only!
Oh, I have to listen to that section again. I absolutely love when the primary chords get involved and then we hear these transitions into the upper constrictions, into the false chord engagement, other things that are going on. It creates this desperation and humanity that sometimes I feel like isn't there until we hear the vocalist's true voice, the true chord engagement.
Tell me thy name and
tell me. It's the sigh, right? We are engaging and then tell me.
Tell me thy name and
tell me thy name and desperation. If we can learn to sigh, we can learn to start to engage some of these tissues, some of these ways. This is the starting point here, and he's giving that away to us. And listen how it moves on.
Tell me thy name and lead us not into temptation, but
lead us not into tell me. Play with your voice. Get it going in ways that you wouldn't necessarily expect and feel out where things engage. Yeah, if you start to feel pain or discomfort, back off a little bit. This stuff is fascinating.
Tell me thy name and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Do you hear the sigh? Deliver us from evil! Oh!
Evil! Save your servant who trusts in you, my God!
And you hear the, my God! You hear that stuff coming in the background with this desperate sound in the foreground. So cool.
Save your servant who trusts in you, my God! Leave me alone! Throw your cross into fire!
Listen to that breath. Oh, that was cool. Those are some crazy awesome highs. Listen to how his true voice sneaks in there just a little bit here. We hear a little bit of that. Maybe I'm hearing things, but listen. Right there. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that frozen reverb tail there, that was cool. I am looking forward to talking to Lukas more about how he gets these juicy highs. That's such a wonderful sound. Snarl there. That is straight out of a monster horror movie. That's amazing. I like how they punched it sounds like what they did is they created different takes and then they cut between them, so they cut really, really fast. It sounds like an edit. I don't have the source down, but it's amazing to internalize some of these mouth shapes. A lot of it's guessing, but this is what I've been enjoying, listening to some of this music, internalizing things and just seeing what happens with my voice. Even though I'm not there, I'll get there by continuing to dive in, continue to experiment and internalizing what I hear. Even if it's not all exactly right, that's the point isn't to be right. The point is to learn.
Void. He's calling me. He's calling me to you. Embrace the dark. She's misguided by the light. He's deep down within.
That's some awesome range, some gritty mixed voice, some cross-genre stuff happening there. In the credits to the band, in the roster lineup, only Lukas is listed as vocals. So I'm assuming that all of these sounds that we're hearing are, on this recording are Lukas Nicolai making all of these different sounds and simply layering in the recording. It'd be interesting to see what he does with these things live. And amazing range of sounds. Wow, I want to listen to that section again. And I'm probably going to have some things to say about the singing aspects. Because this type of singing, that high engaged mixed voice, lots of compression, layering the false chords over the primary chord engagement, that's been one of my intense areas of study for many years. In the end, clean, right? In the end, we will rise. We're compressing. We're doing the same. We're just changing the source. We now have our primary chords getting most of the air, but then we constrict, just like we do on other harsh vocal techniques, over that engagement. So there's less going directly to our false chords. In the end, you can turn it on and off over a different source. We will rise out of the treacherous void. Void, rise, void. I like how he calms down there. He's showing a lot of dynamics. Out of the treacherous void, he's calling me. He's calling. La, la, la. Yeah. He's calling me. He's calling me to you. Embrace the dark. She's misguided by the light. Light! That's cool, how he used that vowel to summon more grit. By the vowel change. By the light. Diphthong, right? Light! Light! By the light. He's deep down within He's developed such sophisticated upper and lower constrictions in his extreme non-singing vocals, and he takes those sorts of techniques into his singing in a really cool way. We've heard other vocalists do these kinds of sounds, but I don't know that I've heard a vocalist do this kind of heavy, extreme, harsh stuff on one side in the deathcore genre, and do this kind of stuff that I think was done a lot in the 80s and 90s, and it continues to be done. But he's bringing a lot of things together here from Singingville and Screamingville and putting them together in really cool ways. Really looking forward to talking to these guys. That was cool. I'll let it play here in a minute, but notice how much more distorted from a production standpoint these vocals are than what we've heard before. Opens up.
They will be powerless against this beast. Darker spirit clinging onto your soul. Your endless weapon.
I want to listen to this back part again and make note of all the layers, but also that transition between highly distorted, narrower sound with the production distortion, and then how it opens back up as they take that effect off. It's fun to hear as the vocals are so much more prominent in this particular mix that I have here versus the way that we normally enjoy this kind of music.
Reckless, you well done in the name of the Trinity! Soon, lawless relatives named! They will be powerless against this beast. Darker spirit clinging onto your soul. Your arrows will burn!
What a collection of sonic tools Lukas has at his disposal with his voice to make incredible sounds and interact with the layering, the production, the arranging in profound ways. So fun to listen to. I hope I get to do more dives like this where I can really isolate out the vocals and take in the nuance of everything. Thank you, Mental Cruelty, for providing me with this opportunity. I look forward to our interview. Again, for more information on my work with extreme vocals and learning extreme vocals, be sure to check out either or both of the links below in the video description. We'll see you for more.